let's just start recording now, because I want people to see what I have to deal with. This is society today. This is society today.
Look, who I'm dealing with? Your cryo guy.
Hardcore training has just died, isn't it?
Cryo is out of nitrogen. We have to move it for tomorrow.
Cryo.
The cryo dude.
Okay. We had an appointment with one of them nitrogen tanks.
Cryotherapy.
I've never used one before.
Cryotherapy.
So that's been cancelled now.
Tomorrow we have to do it because it's Spain. He was supposed to have delivery today of the nitrogen, but didn't come.
Okay. What was we doing? I forgot purpose.
We're 32. 32 we were on. Yes. And then we went to 25. I know every gram. Trust me, I'm awake.
When I was doing my set.
Exactly.
That was a genuine mistake.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But mistakes take us forward, so let's go. Let's follow this mistake.
What makes a good bodybuilder? Lee Priest said this a long time ago. It's not just a physique. It's their personality and their willingness to learn off of others. Remember, bodybuilding is, in my opinion, is a sport that you never, ever stop learning. You're only as good as what you are prepared to learn. That is a fact. You can have an incredible physique, but trust me, that physique can be ruined by somebody's attitude and personality. Now, the good thing about Raf is we have a lot of banter. He's a CrossFitter. His background is CrossFitting and mine's bodybuilding. That doesn't necessarily mean that you can't train together. That doesn't necessarily mean that everything you do is going to conflict. I watch personal trainers when I visit different gyms, and well, it's obvious. A lot of personal trainers they don't really know what they're doing. That's not down to that's not really their fault. It's just a lack of experience.
Exactly.
Right? They just think nowadays you can get a qualification, and they just think exhausting the client is basically them doing their job correctly. Exactly. And training somebody isn't about exhausting somebody. It's about educating them and actually helping them build a transformation, making them understand why they're doing what they're doing and how it's benefiting them, you know? Exactly. And not everybody is going to benefit by doing something the same as the next person. Everybody is different, and that's the beauty of bodybuilding. With us humans, we're all, our genetics are all different, you know? It's like a thumbprint. So what works for somebody might not work for somebody else. Anyway, getting back to my point, training with Raf has a lot of experience, and before me and him became friends, I came in here and I would watch him train other people. And listen, he does things a lot differently to me, but he does it in his own way, and I can see why he does it the way that he does it, and that intrigues me. That isn't saying that the way I do it is necessarily better, or the way he does it is necessarily better, but it intrigues me that much that since we've started training together, I've got him to show me some of the things that he's been doing, and he's got me to show him some of the things that I do. And that's the beauty about bodybuilding, is you build these relationships, these friendships, and you learn off each other, and that's how you make your physique better. That's how you get better at what you're
as a human,
what you're
as a
doing.
trainer, as a sportsman, whatever. That's how you grow, learning.
Now, going back onto biceps, on the last training session that we did on shoulders, I followed Rafa's, I suppose, regime training program. I just followed you around the gym. Today on biceps, it's taking a little bit longer than usual, but Raf sort of followed what I do. So I like a lot of double contractions. What I've just been showing Raf, and I'm about to show you guys, is a double contraction that's also classed as a rollover as well. So a normal bicep curl would be to stand there, come up, stand there, come up, extend, come up, extend, come up, and contract. Now you can isolate the peak. Now this is the important bit. There's training your bicep, which will be the thickness of the arm, and then there's isolating the peak, and the peak is that bit there, that ball, that's the peak. So those of you that want big biceps, if you use a thumbless grip and you isolate the peak, but when you come up, you snap your wrist and you do a rollover, what that does is that contracts the muscle more. Now, when you go into a drop set and start going into partials, all you're gonna do is trap more and more blood into the muscle. Now, you stretch the fascia, you stretch the skin around the muscle, and then you fatigue the muscle, you exhaust the muscle by when you start hitting the drop sets and you start hitting in partials, you trap the blood into the area that you've just stretched. What does that do? That then grows the muscle. And that's how you shape a muscle. It's that simple. So a normal bicep What was that on?
32.
32, remember that. So I'm going to show you all a normal curl. Be there, down, there, down. I'm going to do it in 2 movements. I'm going to come there and then watch. The bar is loose in my grip. I'm going to snap my wrists over. So I'm going to come up there. I'm going to snap my wrists and roll my arms over. So I'm going to raise my elbows slightly. So I'm going to get that full contraction on my peak. So I'm going to come there and then snap over. There and then snap over. What was it on?
32.
Now look, what you don't want to do, and I see this as a common mistake, when people start getting fatigued or they start hitting drop sets and they get fatigued and it's burning, the lactic acid is kicking in, what they do is they go, put it down, and then they go straight in. Fucking pointless. You've just spent 2 or 3 sets trying to trap the blood into the area that you're training, and what you've just done then is you've just released all of that blood and you've gone straight back in. The whole idea of bodybuilding is the pump. Arnold said that, right? It's the pump. Doesn't matter whether you're using a heavy weight or a light weight. As long as you get that pump, you're gaining. See there, and then roll over, squeeze.
Let's go. One more on this. Let's get down a bit. Let's go. Let's go. And up. And up. Perfect. And up. Perfect. And a bit shorter. Let's go. Last one. Up, up, up. Up again. 3 more. 1 more. Perfect. Well done, man. Well done.
Have you noticed with that grip, I had a normal grip. When doing dumbbells, try a thumbless grip. If doing a normal curl, again, that will isolate the peak. If you notice what he did there, on the drop, we did partials, but then each rep, he was making the partial shorter, shorter and shorter. And that coincides with what I was just saying. He's trapping the blood more and more and more into the muscle that we're training, which is only going to expand the muscle. Let's go.
Okay, my turn. The last one, huh?
Hold on. Let's go. Up. There we go. So if you notice, he's not bringing his head, his neck, his body to the bar. He's bringing the bar to his throat. Keeping himself in that fixed position. You're okay to use your knees as a guide. Bounce if you need to, because bending your knees will always keep your back straight. Now he's not bending his back here, his whole body is at a slant. Come on, and again, squeeze, 1 more. Up, up. That was like a partial rep. That didn't even count.
We do 2 extra now.
Okay, so all the way up, control it. There. There we go. See how he's keeping that fixed angle? He's keeping his form tight. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shorten the partials. There. And again. And again. And again. And again. 2 more. 1 more. There. How'd that feel?
Fucking burning, man.
This is how we roll. Have a trainer, baby.